Hi, this is Jason and welcome back to our Pre-Veteran YouTube channel. This week we're going to talk about that thought you might have in your head that you've been through a lot of really challenging and rigorous things in your military career and you've overcome them, so therefore transition will be the same. We're going to tell you why that's flawed thinking and going to tell you how you can make sure you don't find yourself in that situation. Before we get started, however, subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow us on our LinkedIn company page. The link is in the comments below. All right, let's get started. To get things started, let's frame this discussion around a very well-known model called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It was written by Abraham Maslow in 1943 in a paper he titled Theory of Human Motivation. The model's concept is very simple. It basically spells out in the shape that at the bottom are the human's most fundamental needs, and those go to higher order needs as you go higher in the pyramid. The most important takeaway, however, from this pyramid is the most basic needs must be met in order for someone to be motivated to move to a higher order within the pyramid structure. In other words, if you don't have your basic needs met, it's going to be very hard to progress all the way up through the psychological needs and then up into the self-actualization. When you're serving in the military, even in the most dire of circumstances, which can happen from time to time, it's important to understand that you have a full pyramid. And what I mean by that is your basic needs are being met by the Department of Defense because they're providing you food, housing, and also healthcare via medical and dental. And then when you progress above that and you go into the more psychological needs of belonging and love, that's also being provided to you by your brothers and sisters in arms around you performing a very important mission of defending and protecting our nation. And then finally, on top of that, the military does provide you self-actualization opportunities such as time to spend with your family. You also have money which you could put to other things. And then also you have education benefits which can help you get what you want after the military or while you're in the military trying to move on to another skill or add skills to your existing skill set. So now that we've talked about the military, let's talk about transition and why it is completely different. So let's talk about one scenario where you depart the military and you have not planned at all. So what happens? Well, your Maslow's hierarchy of needs gets significantly truncated. And what I mean by that is that second layer up within your basic needs, your safety layer is pulled out from under you. And if you look back at the model and the principles spelled out in it, once that's kind of removed, it's very hard to progress up to that where you get into the esteem and love and then obviously self-actualization. So to get more specific about that, the statistics say 80% of you are going to be separating from the military, which means you're not going to have medical or dental and you lose your pay. So I would say that's a pretty significant piece of your safety part of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. And once that is removed, that obviously prevents it or makes it much harder to progress up the pyramid. And if you're part of the 20% who's a retiree who does get medical and dental and also gets a bit of a pension, it might be still a bit of a safety net, but you're still going to have a hard time progressing up because many, if not all of you, that are getting a pension can live on that, particularly if you're the breadwinner of the family and you have to take care of a whole lot of needs outside of just your own. So I'm going to be the master of the obvious here, right? So the thing you want to do is make sure that you don't fall into that situation where your safety net is pulled out from under you. And the best way to do this is through preparation. And this is what Pre-Veteran is all about. Actually, we really want to use your full pyramid while you're in the military, when you have healthcare, when you have medical and dental, when you have full pay, and when you have time within your busy schedule. Again, that's what Pre-Veteran's all about. We'd love to leverage that ecosystem so that you can self-transform and align to the private sector. Those are what are going to determine whether or not and how successful you're going to be once you leave the military. So talking about what Pre-Veteran offers, we know through statistics that 90+% of you are going to become employees. 70% of those 90% are going to go into the private sector. So it just makes sense if you're going to prepare for employment. Just so happens all of our courses, particularly the one we have now, which is our employment prep course, gives you that entire preparation package you need to be self-transformed and aligned to the private sector, thereby increasing your chances of success several-fold. which means you're not going to be put in that situation where you're really strained and unable to go using the Maslow's hierarchy of needs up the pyramid, which is where we all want to be in a successful post-military transition. So, are you ready for employment prep? If you are, please go to our website, visit our courses page, and we have our employment prep. Either sign up there or for our wait list. We plan on holding it 4 times per year. If you're not familiar with Pre-Veteran and would like to know more about us, we encourage you to go to our website, navigate to the About, and then to the pull-down menu News and Press, and there you'll find very unique content we put out every week that really points out why we are different than everyone else in the market and how we can really help you achieve your goals post-military. Okay, that's the end of this week's video. We hope we really understand the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how, while you're in the military, despite all the challenges that you've had and had to overcome, you were working with a full pyramid. And understanding that, you now know that if you get out and you're unprepared, that safety net is going to be pulled out from under you, which means you're going to be compromised and it's going to be hard to progress in the pyramid. And we don't want you doing that, so we want you to be prepared, and we invite you to join Pre-Veteran to do so. We'll see you next week with our new content and new video.